Hello, meet me. My name is Igwechi Favor, and this is me when I'm not sewing, when I'm not reading or watching Netflix, or rather, present to my phones. I love to exercise because reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. I love to keep fit, and you know what? You have to balance every aspect of your life, your career, your finance, marriage, what have you, and most importantly, your health, right? And your spiritual life. There is no physical without spiritual. Okay? Accrue. So here we are, guys. So I'm going to start stitching up now. I'll put these ones aside and then I'll start with these two. So putting it up together like so, I'll go ahead and start sewing them. From start, this might seem a little bit difficult, but just take your time, align it together, keep bringing it closer as you go. So usually with a normal fabric, it's not always this hard, but this is paper, and so you got to be careful. Just take your time gently so you don't tear the paper, and well, just do your thing. So we are done with this one. So going over to the second one, we do the same thing. Okay. So I'm done with the second one now. And what I'm doing here is to put the yolk. So make sure you align the two parts together, like the center part, align it and make sure the down part is well okay and they're equal. So normally if it was a fabric, you're supposed to notch this area. So I didn't. So this is how I'm marking it. If it was on a fabric, make sure you notch so that you get the point where your yoke is to start from. Okay. So right now I'm going to start sewing. Just watch carefully what I'm doing. If you follow these steps, I'm telling you, it will be easy for you to sew um your what's it called now? Your corset, your that, with yoke. Okay. Actually, this colored paper, it's kind of difficult to sew with normally. It's quite different from this other brown paper. So it was a bit tasking and it was almost tearing up, but I just had to be very careful with it. It's very fragile, should I say that, more than this brown one. This brown one is lighter and softer and cannot easily tear except rough handling. But the other one, no matter what, if you're not very careful, like very, very, very extra careful, there is no way, like you can't really handle that other color because I don't even know. It was really tasking, but well, it came up nice at the end of the day. So just gently keep dragging it until you get to the final point. It's worth it at the end of the day. Sewing takes time, so you just have to be patient. And here we are. We're done with the front part now. All done. So we'll be moving over to the back side. Okay. All right, so right now for the back, we're starting with this loop part. And if you watched the previous video where I showed us how to cut these pieces for the loop, remember the measurement. I used 3 by like 1 inch width and then 3 inches by length. So I folded it to get this little piece. I don't know what to call it now. So I just sew it up like this on the basis to cover the back. So that is what I'm doing here. If this were to be a normal fabric, I would have used my pin to pin it together instead of sewing it one after the other like this. But it was too hard for my pin to hold. So right now, this is the back part now. So the two back parts. So this is the yoke and the other back. Remember the colored one serves as the yoke. So you're going to put it together like so and then you stitch it up. You really have to be patient while doing this. I specifically like this brown paper idea of sewing because it helps me not to waste material. I always say that. So instead of making mistakes over and over, just use the brown paper, get it right, and then transfer to your fabric. Right? Easy peasy, if you ask me. So I'm done and I'll go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side. So this is it. I'm already done with that already. So this is the back now, the pieces to cover the back. So I go ahead and put it together like so and then sew it up as well. I think I should chip in this now. We're almost rounding up, and I just thought of dropping this. You must have heard this before or something similar. Now, here it is. If you want your life to be different, you must be willing to do something different. You can't be doing a particular thing over and over and expect a different result. So, if you need to see some changes, you got to do something different. So here it is how it looks after that. We repeat the same thing on the other side as well. So we are all done now. Everything is ready. Next thing I want to do is to go ahead and lace it. Of course, I used the colored paper to cut our lacing. So this is it. So go ahead and lace it. So after the lacing, I put the front and the back together, and what I'm doing here is shaping. I'm shaping it up now. So it's time to turn it out. I've not put the button yet. Notice something here. I didn't join the shoulders. Remember I told you earlier that this our yoke part, that's the colored paper, is very fragile. So if I had stitched up that shoulder part, it would have been difficult for me to turn it out and it would have maybe probably torn. But I had to turn it out first, then I would do the shoulder later on. So this is how I'm going to stitch it up now. That's the shoulder part. I put it up together like this, and I'm going to put it like let it pass through the paper, under the paper like so. Then I'll stitch it up here. Right now I'm done. So this is it after stitching it. And what's left is this button area. So here is what we have, guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.